Social Security beneficiaries may have just lucked out. Well, at least for now, based on the numbers that were just released and how this directly impacts your money, your benefits, and your finances, as well as the checks that you receive from Social Security. So in this video right here, I want to point out how much Social Security, retirement, SSDI, survivor, spousal, SSI, VA beneficiaries, and even RRB beneficiaries could expect now based on this data. I'll tell you this much. You actually got more than we would actually be expecting as of right now, which is good, which is why I said beneficiaries may have lucked out, at least for now. But I want to give you some real practical dollar amounts here in this video as well, and point out all of this that was just released and what it means for our monthly benefits, not only right here, right now, in early 2026, but through the rest of this year and beyond as well. Now, I also do have this screenshot as well. This is just an AI summary because it actually summarizes it pretty well. It's a screenshot. I'll pop it up on the screen for in just a second so you can see the details that I'm talking about here. I actually find this to be pretty important because as I film this video right here, right now, in early 2026, most of us have already received our first payment that has the higher benefit included. Now, some people have received more, but my point being is that we've received our payment, right? And it's a little bit more. We got a little bit more based on the raise that we got from 2025, right? So it was announced in late October 2025 from Social Security, applied now in early 2026. Our benefits are a teeny tiny bit higher, but based on the data, again, that's actually maybe a good thing for beneficiaries as of right now. And again, I'll talk about exactly what I mean by all this. Now, I want to throw something out super fast. And again, I know that some of you are like, oh my gosh, seriously, you're talking about this again? But seriously, I want to throw this out there. I continue to see a bunch of comments down below from those of you in the community who are leaving comments saying things like, my Medicare plan changed. I can't see my doctor anymore. My prescriptions are very expensive now. What happened? Why are they so expensive now? I can't go to my office. I can't go to my clinic. Can't go to my hospital system, whatever the situation is, okay? I just want to throw this out there. And again, I'm going to make this quick. The deal is, if you are on Medicare, please do yourself a huge favor right now as we are still in early 2026 now, 2026. Please call Chapter right there. And again, I know you hear me talk about this all the time. Chapter's phone number is right there. It's 100% free. Give them a call. I think you will be shocked with the flexibility and optionality that you still may have as of right now. Even early on in the year like this, you may have some options. Now, again, I don't know your exact situation, but you might be thinking, no, I've got nothing. You don't know that. The trusted advisors here at Chapter, they are like wizards. They are so professional, very, very knowledgeable. They have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. Call them. Seriously, see what they can do for you. I think you may be shocked with what they can possibly help you out with. Anyway, again, whoops, I know you've seen this before as well. All the comments, the page after page of comments. You've seen all this before. The collective savings of over $2 million of those of you in this community. Seriously, a bunch of people so far this year, I mean like dozens and dozens of people just so far this year, and we're only a couple weeks in, have already called Chapter right there, and they're getting amazing results, okay? Anyway, give them a call. If you've been experiencing this, you can't see your doctor, whatever the situation is, seriously, if you're on Medicare, give them a call. I think you're going to be shocked with what they can possibly do for you. Anyway, by the way, after you talk to them, drop a comment down below. Use the word Chapter. That's the keyword I search for. And again, I'll add your comment to my ongoing list here and continue to feature those in upcoming videos as well. All right, anyway, again, I know that some of you are tired of hearing about that, but my point is the dedication that I have here on the channel is to help you maximize your benefit, save money. Because here's the deal. Can you call Social Security and say, my benefit's too low, can you give me a raise? You can. They're not going to do anything for you. So the only other option for fixed income beneficiaries is save money. They're saving people on average $1,100 a year. Anyway, let's pop this article up right here, right now. Sorry, it's not an article, it's a screenshot. It's an AI summary screenshot. And the reason that I like to give you these sometimes is because it just summarizes everything like very short and simple. All right, so anyway, yesterday we got the inflation data for the month of December. Okay, the reason that I want to point this out is because when we look at the CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, that is what they use to determine the coveted Social Security COLA, cost of living adjustment. Yeah, the 2.0 2.8% that we're getting applied to our benefits right here, right now in early 2026, right? Again, it was announced by Social Security back on October 24th of 2025, and it's applied right now in early 2026 in our first benefit checks. Point is, the CPIW actually came down. It's posting 2.6% year over year, and it actually went down 0.1%, 0.1% on a month over month basis. Point being is that the 2.8% we got and that we're getting right now is honestly higher than it would be if they would be calculating this number right here, right now at the beginning of the year, or even using the last couple months of data. That number would be significantly smaller. It'd be way smaller than what we're actually getting as far as the 2.8. So thankfully, they gathered the data. I know it seems very outdated, which it is. They gathered the data for the CPIW back in July, August, and September, which they do every single year, the third quarter of the year, and they compare it year over year to the previous year, and that's what the COLA is for the following year, okay? And again, I've talked about that many times before in other videos. But point being is that they gathered that data so long ago, inflation was running at a hotter pace on a year-over-year basis, in the third quarter of 2025 than what it is right now. As in, prices were rising faster in the third quarter of 2025, at least what they were telling us anyway, compared to what it is right now. So we actually lucked out. And again, I know it sounds like, come on, lucked out on a 2.8% COLA? That's pathetic. Hey, I'm right there with you. I totally agree with you. A 2.8% COLA is pathetic. It has increased benefit checks by a handful of dollars per month. It's not very much. And most of that is eaten up by the Medicare Part B premium increase right now that is also taking the majority of that away. So I totally recognize it's not great. But point being is that if we were getting that COLA announced now, it'd probably be significantly lower, like 2.5, 2.4%. It's a lot lower. So with that being said, let's extrapolate this out now. Now, taking this data, and again, I know that we're very, very early on in the year right now, but taking this data and extrapolating it out and kind of looking out into the future as far as what we'd be looking at, if inflation were to just hold steady and not move, not go up, not go down, but just hold steady on a month-over-month basis through the rest of the first quarter, second quarter, and the third quarter of the year, we would actually be looking at a 2.4% COLA in the upcoming year. So we may be snuck out about a 0.4% COLA higher raise than what we otherwise would have been getting. Now, let me give you some real dollar amounts on this really quickly. And again, I know that this is very early on in the year, but I'm doing this to give you some context to say, like, we actually got a little bit more than we otherwise would have been, okay? So, and again, I know that 2.8 is very low. I know that 2.8 is very, very pathetic. I'm right there. I 100% agree with you. But point being is that, let's run through these numbers really quickly. If you're getting a $600 monthly benefit, applying a 2.4% COLA would translate into $14 per month. Yeah, $14. That's nothing, right? And remember, the Medicare Part B premium right now is $17.90 higher. So that person on a $600 monthly benefit literally got nothing extra. Nothing. It's all got lost from the Medicare Part B. Okay, if the COLA was 2.4%, which looking out into the future, if we continue at the same pace that we're at now, that's where we're going to be, is about a 2.4% based on the numbers right now. Now, if you're getting a $700 monthly benefit, applying a potential 2.4% COLA would translate into $16. Again, nothing. Somebody's getting an $800 monthly benefit, applying a potential 2.4% COLA would translate into $19 more. $19, that's it, right? So anyway, you can see some of the numbers. Now, if somebody was getting a $1,000 monthly benefit, they would actually be getting $24 more per month, okay? So I just want to give you some random numbers here to kind of extrapolate and show you this. But again, this is just projecting out into the future that if we do see inflation hold steady out until the end of the third quarter, when they gather the inflation data and determine the COLA for the following year, we're looking at a 2.4% COLA, okay, for the upcoming year. And again, I know it's a very long time from right now, but you can see that for the majority of the beneficiaries, even up to a $1,000 benefit in this case, getting a $24 per month raise to their benefit, and the Medicare Part B premium, for example, went up, say, $17.90. Let's just say $18 for easy mathematical purposes here. Let's just say it went up $18. Just, again, technically $17.90, but let's just round it up to 18 for easy rounding and math purposes. But the person getting a $1,000 monthly benefit if the Medicare Part B premium goes up another $18 for the upcoming year in 2027, that person would actually get $6, $24 a month of a raise, minus say $18 in the new Medicare Part B premium, would leave them with $6 whole. That's it, $6. That's pathetic, right? So anyway, that's why I said at the beginning of the video, beneficiaries may have actually lucked out a little bit here. And again, I'm not acting like the 2.8% is great. I'm not acting that way at all, right? Now, here's another thing that I want to point out super fast. I've been saying this for a while, which is this. Generally, real inflation is double what the COLA is. Double, typically, okay? So when we got the 2.8% COLA announcement back in October, and I'm like, yeah, inflation's, because of the numbers, inflation is 2.8%, or the COLA is 2.8%, right? Realistically, double it. 5.6% is realistically where inflation probably was pacing at that time in the third quarter of 2025, okay? Now, as we extrapolate out into the future, if we look right now and they say, headline inflation is 2.6%, 2.7% based on the screenshot, 2.6% CPIW. And if we look out and say the COLA may be 2.4%, by the time we get there, real inflation is probably going to be right around 4.8%, double the 2.4, right? We know that. And that's kind of the problem and why these benefits continue to fall behind so much year after year after year is that they're not coming anywhere near what the real cost of living actually is. And that's the problem, why benefits continue to fall behind so much and why we see all the headlines out there that say, seniors are falling behind more than ever before. Seniors are struggling financially. People on a low income or fixed income are struggling at the greatest pace we've ever seen in history. Yeah, obviously, we've been talking about this for a very long time because inflation and the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, does not accurately reflect real price increases. We know this, okay? It's a poor representation of what prices are actually doing. Therefore, we continue to fall behind further and further and further every single year. So, anyway, just want to point this out for you really quickly. And again, I'll continue to watch everything very closely, but I want to point out the latest inflation data that's out there, how this translates into our monthly benefit, how the 2.8% is actually a little bit higher, upwards of about 0.4% or 0.4% higher than what it would be if they were calculating the numbers right now. We've actually lucked out a little bit, at least for now, getting that little bit of a higher COLA, even though it should really be like 5.5% realistically, give or take a little bit, based on where real inflation actually is. All right, anyway. I hope this helps you. And again, I'm going to continue to keep you informed with everything going on right now. I know it's a very busy time and more to come. I promise you that much. Otherwise, if you're new, if you have not done so, please consider subscribing. And again, if you are on Medicare, I know I say this all the time, but seriously, it's free, number one. I love free stuff, free Medicare help. But if you're on Medicare, call Chapter. Seriously, see what they can do for you. There's a lot of comments. Again, a bunch of comments coming in saying, I can't see my doctor. My prescriptions are very expensive. My office, my clinic, my hospital system is no longer in network. My medical procedures, whatever it happens to be, are no longer in network. Whatever the situation is. Again, if you have questions on Medicare, if you need help finding the best and the right Medicare coverages for your personal needs, if you need help with your initial enrollment into Medicare because you're turning 65, if you have a special enrollment period opening up for whatever reason, again, anything Medicare related, call Chapter there, 100% free. They will help you. They've already helped multiple thousands of people in this community in a massive way. And again, this is just a stack of some of the comments I've received. I have more pages, by the way, I need to add to my stack here. Some of the comments I've received in the last maybe 2 months or so that I've compiled for you. And again, multiple pages here. I just showed you the one, but multiple pages here of people leaving comments, saving all kinds of money and getting all kinds of help and very satisfied. Again, I'm just flicking through some of the pages so you can see all these. And again, I know you can't read them because I'm going too fast. But again, page after page after page. And then this is obviously the document. People are saving hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars per year. Absolutely amazing. Again, collectively, $2 million+ of savings just from those of you in this community. Absolutely amazing. And again, a few dozen people already this year have already gotten free help right there. Absolutely amazing. I've seen a number of comments. All right, anyway, please enjoy your day. Take care. Hope this helps you. Have a good one, and I'll catch you again later in the very next video.